So welcome you guys to this Miro journey. Here's the info for call 2. I would love to be able to see my little camera here. Small something. Here. And this is the screen that we're sharing. And I'm going to make my view small. Oh, I can't hear anyone talking. Okay, there we go. Okay, great. So this is a Miro board. We're recording this call, and our goal is to use this recording as a bit of promotion for our kickoff call, January 3rd. Next week is the holidays. We'll be taking the week off while we organize and structure and do a bunch of formal marketing to kick off this call series. Thank you guys for joining. You're all the pioneers, early movers on this journey to create a framework for a regenerative neighborhood. Again, welcome. This design lab is a series to develop this framework to support the planning, designing, building, growing, and scaling of regenerative neighborhoods. We will create this framework. On this call specifically, we're going to discuss what is a framework, what are the important components of it, and we'll begin sharing in breakout groups to see what information we can gather as a collective. All right, so goals for this call series at a high level. We're here to connect with the community through calls and experiences. This call being one of many and some in-person gatherings that will be happening in the future. In April, Chimera will be hosting Masterminding Eden, a gathering of up to 150 or 200 people, discussing the topics of this framework, the components that make it come together, and all the resources. From this call series specifically, our goal is to create tangible resources. So to ask questions of you guys all participating on these calls, receive key input, and create a repository of resources from your knowledge bases and from your networks. Ultimately, our hope is to use that framework to create a land project, a plan for a land project that we have all collectively put together. Some long-term goals is to actually build that land project, make it real, take that plan, pick a location, raise some money, and build this project. This could be the beginning of our pioneer community in this direction. Another big long-term goal is to scale this and help more places like this grow around the world. All right, so last call, we did the introduction call 1, which we did a short intro of what this call series will be. We did some short meet and greets, and we onboarded everyone to what we currently have as working solutions for gathering resources, categories that we're gathering resources into, and what resources we already have gathered. So today, like I said, this will be the journey. Hold on, can you open this? Sorry, thank you. Okay, here's what we will do today. Let's see who else is on this call. Hello, Vic. Thank you for joining. Adam, Vitaly, thank you guys for being here. I'm just checking in. Matthew's here, friend we met here in Austin. Very cool. And Madeline. Okay, guys, so today's goal, let's see, where it's 11:10 now. I'm trying to keep on agenda to get all the sharing time in. Today, we're going to connect with other community-minded humans in the regenerative space. This is everyone on this call and everyone who will be coming to the future calls. Remember, we're recording this screen, so you'll be able to see this on YouTube as well and share with others that might be interested. We will explore framework components. What is in a framework? What exactly are the parts that make a framework help us in our journey to create a community like this? We will, in breakout groups or as a whole group, we will decide what this regenerative neighborhood framework should include. We'll discuss where we can post all of the resources. We have some current solutions. We'll see what everyone else suggests. And we'll discuss the idea for a land project. All right.
Let's just make sure everybody that wants to join the meeting is in the meeting.
Okay, how do I do that?
Participants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Amit,
Oh.
Camera, and Thomas. They were on the other call. Sorry, guys. We had 2 Zoom links, and we're letting everybody into this. Will be the central link.
Yes. Hey, guys. Okay, so we're here. Camera, thank you for joining back. So we're about to do a little meet and greet. We just discussed what are the main goals for today, to connect with each other on this call, explore who's in here, to explore what a framework is, what are the components of it, to decide where we'll be posting some of these resources that we're finding, and to explore existing frameworks we might know of and any land projects that we know of. We're going to have activities on this Miro board just so you guys can get a peek of what this looks like. We'll have little spaces where we prompt questions and have timers where, as small breakout groups, you'll introduce yourselves to each other. Then we'll reconvene. During those breakout groups, we invite you guys to share your answers here on these Post-its. You can just take a Post-it and share your answer. As you type, it gets smaller. And this is how we will gather everyone's input, everyone's feedback, and make some actionable next steps from it. So let's kick off with our first Let's Meet. Cam, I'd love for you to introduce yourself as one of the key organizers in this movement of, gathering resources and building a framework.
Good morning, everyone, or evening for some of you on the other side of the world. My name is Camara Casson. I'm an environmental science technologist and wannabe urban planner who studied a bit of it in school. And I've been working on a project called Masterminding Eden for the last couple of years to bring together people to design a climate resilient, self-sustaining city and community framework that we could then adapt and help to spread around the world so that people can live in harmony with Earth and with themselves. I live on a small farm in Nelson, British Columbia, Canada, where I grow a lot of fruit and vegetables, chickens and bees, and children. And I'm happy to be on this call today and to work with Oscar and Sonia at Regen Tribe on developing this neighborhood framework.
Let me stop sharing my screen, I think, because I'm sharing right now. Okay, cool. Thanks, Camara. And so my name is Oscar. Like I said at the beginning, I am, an engineer by schooling, an entrepreneur at heart, and I'm obsessed with society, with the way humanity comes together, how we create civilization, this container that we all share, and how through technology, more alignment with nature, and some awesome communication, we can design better ways of thriving together as humans, as community members, all of the above. So I will share my screen again, and I will invite you guys all to go to the link in the chat, which is the link to this Miro board. You can log in with no credentials, and we'll be able to see everyone kind of floating around. If you click up here, you can click one of the users and actually follow them around and see where they are. I invite you guys all to zoom all the way out. I see Adam over here. There you go. Hey, Adam.
Oscar, will you please put
bring everyone.
Oscar, will you please put the Miro board link in the chat again? I can't see it because I came in after you posted the link.
Yes, definitely. Sonia's dropping it right now. The link to the Miro board is there. Hey, Adam, I see you down there. So just a quick navigation of this board for the recording as well. So this is call 2. We'll be making a little playground for every single one of the calls in the series. You can see that we'll be doing the call structure based on different topics of focus every week. We'll do two calls per topic, which should just only scratch the surface. In the best case, every week, specialists and aficionados of each one of those topics go into their own breakout group and continue to work on the framework. This board has not only spaces for each call, but also the high level kind of information what's the word I like to use? The information, let's just call it pinboard. You can see all the quick access links you'll need here. The link to the Miro board, which you're on right now, the Masterminding Eden website, the Tribes platform, where currently we're starting to harvest resources, and we invite everyone to share resources there. We'll talk about that later in case there's better solutions. A Regenerative Neighborhood Framework that we have been putting together as Regen Tribe and our collective, and a soon to come application form for anyone that wants to share their own product, their own project, or their own services on these calls during the specific section calls. So you guys feel free to navigate around here on your own time, visiting artists. I'm not sure who that is, but thank you for being in here. We have the why, how, what of the calls. Well, we're doing this to create a streamlined process to create communities. We're doing it on a series of calls by gathering community-minded humans in the regenerative space to share their experiences and the resources. And the result will be this framework of a regenerative neighborhood to build a regenerative society. Who is involved? Service providers, scholars, enthusiasts, all of us. You guys can explore this. You'll see more. We'll explore more in a few minutes, the categories and the groups where we're currently sharing and harvesting resources, and the structure of the calls. So all of that will be left to explore. I invite you guys all to follow me over here to the call 2, where we're going to jump into our first breakout room. Over here, you guys. So we're over here on Let's Meet and Meet Others. I'm going to kick off this timer, and I'm going to send everyone into breakout rooms. Let's see how many callers are here. The questions we're going to be answering today are: what led you to this call? What are you excited about discussing today in terms of framework, regenerative neighborhoods? Have you lived in a community in the past? And where is your location right now? We'll have 4 minutes. I'm going to do breakout groups of 3, so everyone gets a chance to interact and spend some time together on the call. Here it is. Okay, I'm sending you guys into breakout rooms now. More breakout rooms. Let's do maybe 3 rooms. Should be enough. How many people are in here?
We have like 12 people. So
okay, cool. That should be good. Okay, and I'm sending you guys to rooms. 4 minutes. See you soon. Okay, 2 rooms is good. I don't know what's happening here. I'm just going to join this one then. All right. Hello, you guys. Hey, Adam. Happy you made it back in the room.
Yeah, thanks for the link, and I put a link in the Miro thing where it says
Cool. Yeah, dude, and man, feel free to add information wherever you think is like pertinent. We're like, Frankensteining this board together. This is our like first, second.
I moved your link to where it says join the Zoom call here and didn't have a link. So
Beautiful, legend, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah. We're already co-creating.
little
That's
things.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great, man. Yeah, everyone's finishing up their breakout rooms, and they're gonna jump back in here with us in just a couple minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, Adam, what are you up to? I recognize your name from some places, I think. What are you creating? What's your draw to this movement, to this world?
Yeah. Currently between creations, I was on a 70-acre farm in Maui for 5 years. Then I've just been looking for my next assignments and started working with the Regenerative Capital Institute, John Fullerton, doing their fellowship program in 2026 and exploring ways to adapt and bend before we break.
Okay, very cool. I imagine you'll meet a lot of like awesome stuff about finance in that group. I definitely will be hosting calls on specifically economy in a couple of weeks, and will be awesome to harvest a lot of that learning that you're making and resources. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to go back to the Miro board, which all of you should be on. I invite you guys to be playing around with the Miro board, have the audio in the back so you can see where we are and you can follow along. All right, so we're going back to call 2. We just finished our first session of meeting with others. Got to know a little bit. We're going to have a series of breakout rooms randomly assigned, so you'll be meeting everyone else on the call in the other groups, where we're going to dive right into it, right? As we're here to discuss what a regenerative framework is for a regenerative society, a regenerative community, neighborhood, life. First, let's discuss what this term regenerative neighborhood, community, society, what does that mean to us? I'm going to invite everyone to, yeah. Does anyone want to share anything before we jump into this?
No.
So having a little bit of a hard time hearing your audio triangle.
Oh. Sorry, I got to get that changed. Can you hear me?
Now much better.
Okay, yeah.
There you
I
go.
got to get changed the triangle to my name, but I like the Delta nickname. I thought that was funny. So
okay, cool. So I'm going to go on the Miro. And so our next activity, now that we've met each other, is we're going to dive in again. So what is regenerative? Regenerative neighborhood, regenerative society, regenerative lifestyle, life, all of these things. I invite everyone to grab one of these little Post-its here. You can see me. You can just grab and drag and slide it off. To me, it's leaving things better than we find them. So I invite you guys all for a few minutes. I'm going to start this timer. I invite you. Thank you for the music, Sonia. To start sharing some of the things in one word, in a phrase, maybe describe a scene in one of these notes below of what you would imagine is encapsulated by a regenerative society, a regenerative neighborhood, a physical location, a regenerative community, a group of people, and you as an individual, your regenerative life. Nice. Yeah, add graphics, add whatever you'd like. We have 3 more minutes while we're. Cool. Love to see everyone on there. I'm gonna do a little video for the gram. All right, about 2 minutes left, you guys. Keep adding things that you feel describe this concept of regeneration. It can be at the societal level. It can be at the physical infrastructure level of a neighborhood. It can be at the human level of a community, or at your individual level as your life. All right, cool. We're seeing some good stuff on here. Let's see. Regenerative is to restore, heal, to generate and create instead of extract from. Nice. Okay, about 1 more minute, you guys. Yeah, add some scenarios, add some, phrases or words that you feel really encapsulate this. Alignment with life, that's a great one. Cradle to cradle, yep. Regenerative circular economy, really good. Sure. A living ecosystem or human and life living in conscious, interconnecting, regenerating land, people, and life. Yes. Homes, ecosystems, schools, economies that restore the vitality and integrity of life. Yeah, beautiful. Nice, you guys. Nice. See what this one is down here. All right, 50 seconds. For life on planet Earth. Yes. Not too many things. Okay, nice. We got a bunch of answers in here. Cool. All right, 20 seconds, you guys. 20 seconds. So let me see how many people are on the call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'm gonna do. Let's go. Okay, would anyone like to share? Maybe we'll do this in like a big group. Okay, great. Timer's up.
That's fine.
Okay, great. So I'm going to create 2 breakout groups. And I would love each person to share in a 3-minute span, right? We're going to have 3 minutes. So each person will have about 30 seconds to share what they really associate with being a regenerative neighborhood, a regenerative community. I would like these pods to be organized in some way, but because we're kind of putting big picture things, I think we'll save that for the next breakout room, where our goal here is to, from all of these pieces of input, come up with an encompassing definition or description. Underneath here, we have a definition of Google, what we just know the AI spit out, and definition of what our project over the last 4 years has. I would love to have one that all together we put. So let's maybe start going through these. Let me send you guys into this breakout group where we'll leave 3 minutes, and whoever's passionate, describe what you feel is key, what you wrote on your thing. So I'm creating 2 breakout groups. Let's make 2 rooms. Yeah. 1 and room 2. And I'm going to go ahead and open them. Sony's on that one. Committer's in this one. Hello, Jerry Ivanova. Welcome.
Oh, hi. I'm so sorry I'm so late to the meeting.
Hi dear, happy for you to be here. Lovely for you to join. We're currently in a breakout group. I would love to share with you the link to the Miro board, which is the digital playground.
I can see it in front of me, the Miro.
Oh, okay, great, cool. So you're already in there. Lovely. Yeah, we're all in a breakout group right now. If you look at the Miro board, we're on the regenerative society kind of what is a regenerative society, neighborhood community, etc.
Yes.
Everyone is in the breakout group right now and kind of sharing their perspectives of that. Maybe you can share that with me. What do you find that to be for you?
In regenerative, can you just summarize what regenerative really would mean? Would it be like
for me, okay, perfect example. So I would say the word or the phrase that embodies it for me is leaving things better than we found them. Whether that applies to the land that we're living on, whether that applies to the individual human experience of being in.
I think it would be depending on where the community is. It would be
We started it.
Symbiotical integration with the local culture or local how can I say? Basically, if you're moving to a specific town, maybe you're not a local from the town, it will be a symbiotical integration there.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, integrating with the locals. That's definitely one of the key ones. Yeah, I agree.
And contribute, not only integrating, but also contributing to if they have any events, markets, if they do anything, you contribute to it.
Agreed. Right, because that's what exists already. And by you putting energy into it, you're making it better than it originally was, with more options, better prices, more aligned with nature, all of the reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. So yeah, that's a really beautiful. We should add that as a card. Have you added a card yet, Jerry?
Can I? Oh, I can work with it. I didn't realize I can do it.
Yeah, you're free here. This is like a collective board, so you can take a post-it and drag it, and then on that post-it you can type in, Okay, we're waiting for everyone to join back into the main group. They should be here any moment.
I'm being so late that I think I would be just like a fly on the wall and just listen.
Okay, yeah. I gave you a little bit of a recap. We're going to do a couple of more little breakout rooms where you'll meet more people on the call as everyone jumps back in here. Hello, everybody. We missed you so much. Welcome back. We have a new guest. Gary's on the call. We're just catching up. Okay, guys.
Eric, can you mute, please?
Everything you did on the card. We have a ton of good keywords. Part of our part of our journey here will be to harvest these resources. Part of my homework, and if anyone that wants to help, you're free to join this will be take all of these phrases. I will be sharing updates of that work here on the Miro board and in the dynamic documentation that we'll talk more about in a few minutes. So we're going to move over to the next one. So now that we've discussed at a conceptual level what a regenerative society, neighborhood, community, and life is, we got some awesome answers. One that Jerry just added was connection and support to the locals, to the local culture. Yeah. Feel free to check my spelling, anyone, if I get too crazy. Okay, so now that we discussed conceptually what a regenerative neighborhood, society, and all of this is, if any of you know of a community that you've seen on Instagram, Facebook, you visited, maybe you live there or you built it, and you have any information about these physical land projects, it really helps us to be able to visualize embodiments of our goal. So our next step on this journey is the card over here to the right, which is what community land projects do you know of? Did you or would you like to visit? So I invite you guys all over here to this card. And while you guys are going and looking for links or your favorite Instagrams, I'm going to go ahead and start a timer. I'm also going to make breakout groups with, again, random spread. So everyone gets a little bit of time to share. And everyone will discuss what they did at this community, what they loved about it. I'll add some there. Yeah, holos, beautiful, beautiful. And you guys can share with each other, maybe add any specific experiences you had. I'll do a little more of a prompt here. That's a good idea. I can add a little prompt. Right. So share links and what you love about this place. Cool. And location, like country. Let's share what country it's in on the card. Okay, cool. I'm gonna break everyone into breakouts to share. And let's put some physical have on our radar to use as examples for this journey. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and make a third breakout room this time. So we have smaller groups and everyone gets a lot more time to chat. Okay, here we go. All right, get it, you guys. Breakout rooms are great. Yeah. Okay, what room am I in? Sonia's in this one, Cam's in this one, and Vic, Vitaly, and Thomas are in that one.
Oh, I didn't go. Yeah, let's do smaller breakout groups, like max 3 people next time, because it takes...
Yeah. I'm trying, but then I get scared that because...
Oh, your internet connection is not that great? Or is mine? Hey, love, I can barely hear you.
Hi, as I'm talking and I have nowhere to host a call. Like, can you hear me? Is the internet like not well here?
No, it's not great. It's not great. Come to the garage and I will go to the closet for the breakout rooms.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think your internet connection is not that great.
Yeah, it's not good up there.
Yeah, come to the garage.
But I'm gonna go to the doghouse. Okay, you guys, welcome back. Welcome back. I see we got a bunch of awesome lamp projects up there. That some we have in our repositories, many we don't. So it'll be cool to add more of these projects. Okay, so everyone's back here on the board. I see everyone running around. Very cool. It's fun to see that on the board. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. All right, sweet. So now let's go on to the next topic. So these are awesome communities. Yes, Moose in Berlin, Alpaca Playhouse in Austin. That's where we are currently. Cooper Creek Village, very cool, in Canada. Polos Global, I've been there in Costa Rica. Nice. Potential Stylist community in the Himalaya, Mongolia. Nice. Hey, that happened to me. I'd love to visit Daminghur. Yeah, I've heard of it. Really interesting on there. 70-acre farm on Maui. I'm excited to double tap this one and learn more about what you guys did there. The Garden, Tennessee. Oh, this is a great card. Thank you for whoever shared this one. Feel free to share your name at the bottom of the things that you share, the cards that you make, you guys. We love to give credit to everyone that's participating in this knowledge sharing experience and content gathering journey. We're all co-creators. In the best picture, we're creating the plan for a physical community that we will all be instrumental in building and operating and growing. All right, cool. So that activity is done. We're going to harvest all of this and add it to the resource gallery, which we'll discuss a bit more in a minute. Okay, nice. So our next step in this journey is, now that we've identified what a regenerative society is and listed a few examples of places we know have some of those attributes, our goal for this call is to create a framework, right? A structured guide that will organize all of the things we need to think about and walk us through the journey of applying those things to building our system. In our case, our system is a regenerative neighborhood. From a bit of Googling and a bit of research, we've discovered that this is generally the breakdown of what a framework consists of. This is kind of the unifying thread that we've seen across Google, some LLMs, and some other sample example frameworks. We broke it down into these categories that we're going to discuss and add more maybe pieces that we haven't included yet, like the purpose. Why does a neighborhood exist? The metrics of success. How do we track the progress of build out or development in our regenerative neighborhood? How do we track its effectiveness? What are those things we need to track? We're going to be breaking that down in a breakout group in a minute. The key categories of, once we understand what we need to track and what's important, how do we organize that information so we can all resource share? Over here in categories, you'll see so far between Chimera's Masterminding Eden initiative and Regen Tribe and a few other projects we've been gathering resources from, we've broken it down to these macro categories: ecology, hardware, human systems, software, economy. And each one of these have their own subgroups of specifications to sort our resources and our knowledge. Example, in ecology, we have climate, biodiversity. You can click any one of these groups and be taken to that online public repository where we already have some resources and we're gathering more. Okay, so before I go into deep on that, last categories are the processes. How do we actually apply the metrics, the categories into a step-by-step journey to building one of these places? And then what are the roles and responsibilities to getting it done? This is a sample org chart that we have been working with, that we share with different land projects we've collaborated with over the years in different countries. And it seems to be a unifying theme of these roles being critical in a community. Everything from the community manager, who holds all the cards, to the community host, who connects the people at the community, to the space holder, who actually hosts events and listens to people's situations, all the way through sustainable systems, marketing and outreach, kitchen management, and space maintenance. So we're going to go into each one of these on a 5-minute breakout group, and that'll bring us pretty much to 15 minutes before the call ends. Actually, a little bit more, right up until the call ends. So everyone, we're looking at purpose right now. We're going to probably skip this one because the purpose, right? What is a community? Why do we create regenerative neighborhoods? Will be defined by all of the awesome stuff you guys put on this card here. Of what a regenerative neighborhood should entail. So this card will actually be presented here in the full brain brainstorm, in the full group's brainstorm. I would like to save a little bit of time since we did that activity already, and I'd like to go to the next breakout group, which is metrics of success. How do we track the progress of a community like this? I share this here as a little bit of like pre-thought to guide your breakout groups. I would love you guys to discuss what are some high-level goals or high-level metrics that you measure. What are some specific requirements that you find invaluable for creating a regenerative neighborhood? And I'd love for you guys to start adding cards down here, right? Important metrics to measure, like how much water are we using? I'm going to start this timer and I'm going to break everyone into breakout groups so you guys can go ahead and share some of these important topics. I know economy is in there, buildings, food, all of that. So go in and start adding cards. Don't be shy about adding cards, you guys. Setting up the breakout groups now. I'm going to do 3 rooms where we can all share. All right. Sending it.
Hey, love.
Hello.
I think maybe it makes sense because we're running out of time for people to we have half an hour, but we also will have the existing frameworks. And then we have showcase of the Tribes platform Hive. It's going to be
we're not going to have time. We're going to run out of time.
Yeah, so I think for that, we don't have to do breakout rooms. You just onboard people to one and they just put their notes and we just start the timer.
Okay. It's nice that they are in their group talking right now.
I understand. I understand. My experience with the breakout rooms is that well, when people are typing, they're not really chatting as much.
Sure.
And then maybe a good idea is for people to put their name next to their note, like when they finish.
Yeah, that would be important. I agree. It's good. Everyone's on the Miro doing stuff.
So fun. The Miro's so fun. You're doing great, babe. You're a G.
Am I talking too much? Is it feeling like engaging?
No, it's feeling great. It's feeling great.
Shit, you didn't join Madeline's group, and now they left.
Oh,
Madeline left because they were in a group by themselves.
Oh, sorry, Jason. I wanted to communicate something with Oscar and I left you hanging. But now we're here. The 3 of us are here. and our AI note taker.
Oh, hey, yeah. We're like we're testing like how the breakout groups work and how everything like, can flow with everyone. Yeah, you're right. Since we're running low on time, I'm gonna break the breakout groups down, and then we'll just do that all in timers in the group so everyone can share and listen to each other.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so Jason, man, cool. So where are you right now? What country are you in?
We're living in the heart of Argentina at the moment.
Oh, cool. Okay, nice. Nice. Are you guys at a community space, or are you just renting a place and living?
We are renting a little place up in a neighborhood that is one of the more rootsy communal places I've ever lived.
Oh, wow, cool.
I mean, everybody has their own home, but it's a pretty strong community. They have little weekly gatherings here with food, like a little market in the neighborhood, and they're aware of what happens in the neighborhood. And we also have a friend here who just bought a massive property that we maybe we're kind of involved in. It's nothing official yet, but she has a big plot of land and wants to build a community regenerative sanctuary for spiritual pilgrimage and for outdoor education and
Right.
retreats.
Mhm.
But she's building two places at the moment, so she's a little busy with her other project. But yeah, we
Sure.
have a potential to be collaborating with the project here. And then we have some friends in New Mexico as well that have land and are doing are intermediate
Okay, nice.
stages of developing projects. So.
Okay, nice. Okay, so we're just wrapping up this breakout room where we're sharing important metrics that should be measured in how we evaluate our progress to meeting our purpose of having a regenerative society, a regenerative community, a regenerative neighborhood, a regenerative life. I use all those words because they're kind of, olons of each other. Uh, to have a regenerative society, you need regenerative uh, groups of humans living those practices. Those groups of humans, the community lives in a neighborhood, a physical location with structures. And all of those things lead to the individual living a regenerative life. And looking at it from the other way, you got to start living your life with those principles of leaving things better, making good impact, connection, all of that, and work your way up the chain as well. Cool. So yeah, 6 capitals, framework, KPIs in all categories. Yep, agreed. We're going to be defining each one of those categories and what those KPIs are in future calls. Sweet. I love that people are already starting on the next breakout group, which is what we're going to talk about next. Thank you for that segue. We're not going to go into breakout groups. We're going to stay all together, and I'm just going to set this timer for 5 minutes, where we continue to add now, not just the metrics, but we start putting those metrics into the respective categories. As an example, one that I shared is how much water are we using compared to water that we process. That one definitely falls under the category of hardware. Hardware being our water systems. Oh, here it is, water solutions, right? And just as a little sneak peek, I'm going to share this tab. When you click that group, it takes you over to the water solutions group on the Tribes platform. This is a networking tool and resource gathering tool we built 2 years ago. It helps people share things they're passionate about in specific topics. This is how we've been so far gathering resources and documentation. We'll discuss this a little bit more after we finish this session of resource sharing. So that's there. Yeah, feel free to talk if you guys are in here and you want to brainstorm with the group. Everyone's in here together. It's like about 7 of us right now. Lifestyle qualities, sure. Add a little more detail to that lifestyle quality one. Like, what do you mean by that? What could...
Hello, Oscar. Sorry, that was me. I didn't have the link to the Miro board, and I accidentally started writing. This was a measurable success, not on the second.
Okay, okay.
So I'm moving it across at the moment.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Put it over there. These things all intertwine as we are doing systems design. Sometimes we found it a bit challenging to separate categories and subcategories because, again, by design, we're working to build a collective, circular, complementary system. So all the things brush into each other. And this is the beautiful journey of sharing our ideas and seeing how all those things fit together. So yeah,
I want to jump in on you on that, Oscar, if I can.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree. The issue being that we have siloed ourselves as a society. We're these master scientifically thought out everything, but we've siloed. Everybody's got a category, and we've lost the mycelium between those silos. So I think we really need to look at the language we use and how to bring back together the whole, such as, some of the older stuff maybe even has to evolve, but holonic, fractal, and nature, these intercourses of language that bring our conversations back into a complex science rather than simplified. I think we got to get back into maybe being afraid of complexity, but doing it anyway. We can't simplify this because it's not. I mean, with that.
Sure. I feel this is part of the journey we're currently on, right? To look at all of these topics at the same time. Each one of these categories or subcategories could be a whole series of calls on its own. And we are, I would say, the pioneers in wanting to bring all of these things together and observe them right now on a Miro board. In the next steps in a dynamic documentation and see how all of these things interrelate to best design systems. So I'm going to go ahead and open in this last minute all of the groups that are here, which is we're adding more categories. If you can think of any more categories that we missed up here, how you would organize it or subcategories, like potentially, what about time travel? We didn't talk about time travel in there. I had a workshop yesterday about time travel and teleportation. I know that's a little bit, maybe seems a little outlandish, but if that's one that's not there and you think it's important, go ahead and add it. If time travel and teleportation had enough investment, maybe it could be real. So yeah, go ahead and add things in here for categories. As you can see, the next collaborative sharing experience is sharing process tools, guides that exist that are out there. Our collective Regen tribe over the last 4 years, from consulting and working with a lot of projects as consultants, was that from the first 5 minutes? As as an agency that we offer support to land projects, we've broken it down to an 11-step journey from ideating to planning to building. And we share that on this link that we shared here. If you know of any other ones, a really awesome one is One Community Global. Let me share a link to their website here, actually. Yeah, if you know of any of these projects.
On the Miro board to One Community Global.
Okay, great. Yeah, the Orchid City Framework, nice. Meta narrative, civic theater, cool. Dialogue, duty of care, yeah. Ooh, did we put elderly and childcare? Yeah. No, we don't have that.
I think it's a good idea for all of us to add our name on the sticky note, just so we can follow up if it needs more info or just know where you guys all individually come from.
Yeah, it'd be nice if the cards tagged who wrote them.
I know, it would be great. I don't think it has that feature, especially if people are not logged in.
Yeah. So I'm really wanting to honor the time of like the call being an hour and a half and trying to cover all of the topics. We could talk about this for days on end. So how do we do this best? We have about 20 minutes left. I want to continue rolling through these cards and pointing them out, inviting you guys to share your thoughts. I see a lot more cards popping up on categories and subcategories. It's good we're adding more of this. Some interesting ones I'm seeing now is bioarchaeological habitation systems. Yes, definitely. I would potentially say that could be in like hardware. We could create something for like biophilic design. That could be a really cool one. I agree with that very much. What else do we have in here? We have dialogue, duty of care. Yes, that one. Thank you for sharing that. That one made me think of child and elderly care services. That should be a subgroup in itself, as it's, critical to from cradle to cradle, as someone said earlier. I love that saying. Care for the agricultural land or animals if such exist in the community. Yes, I agree with this one. Potentially, that one falls into ecology, where we're caring for the biodiversity and the landscape and natural resources. Some of these topics will be, flirting with other ones, kind of overlaying, kind of Venn diagram style. So keep them coming, keep adding them, and we'll do our best to integrate all of this into the respective groups. Yes, water structuring and cleansing. Yes. This concept of easy water has come into my space, structuring the water and letting it absorb sunlight through glass. I find immense power not only in doing that, but then writing love on my water when I drink it. All the magic works. Cool. Thank you for sharing that link. vibrantvitalwater.com. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to transition over to the next thought sharing window, which is the processes. Anyone that knows of any kinds of guides that are out there, we share two up here. One that we've been working on, our alchemy guide, and one that we discovered in the last couple of years from One Community Global. Yeah, the UN transparency goals, that's a good one. Actually, yeah, we can. The UN sustainable development goals, that's kind of a framework that we can relate to. Okay, cool. So I'm seeing a lot more additions still in the categories. Keep them coming. Remember, this call is our test call of call number 2. We're going to do this call one more time in 3 weeks. Right? Next week is off. We're going to do call 1 again, January 3rd, and then this call again, January 10th, hopefully with new participants, with you guys again, sharing your resources, helping guide the breakout groups. This is a collective effort. In no way is Camara, myself, Sonia, planning on doing this all alone. Having all of you guys here really gives us confidence that this resource and framework will come together in a beautiful way. I invite you guys over to the next discussion and information gathering block, which is roles and responsibilities. Down here, we shared this sample org chart that you can look at of a community. Potentially, we can begin also with the org chart of the data collector. That's an important role that we don't have outlined here, the scribe, the data processor. So I'm going to add that person. The documenter, scribe, and data processor. So I'm now in box number 4, over here, discussion of roles and responsibilities. right? In that same vein of it takes a village to accomplish something. So discussion of this. Boom. Where I see everyone's adding more of these plans and guides. Take your time, go to your favorite Instagram or your favorite page where you have some of these resources and go ahead and drop them in here with links. Super, super useful, you guys. I see some of you are starting to venture over into the next discussions bubble, which is roles and responsibilities. I've added the documenter, scribe, and data processor in there. Another one that we're missing is the technologist. That's a super important one. You know, that could look something like software developer. Super important. You know, we definitely need the fundraiser. Cool, cool, cool. All right, it's 12:17. We have about 15 minutes left on the call. I'm going to want to get through the next two sections. Nice. Thank you for whoever shared this. Mythogens, Sacred Unfoldment of Global Micro Community Design and Development. Nice, Vic. Awesome share. It's going to be nice to get in there and make sense of all this information. Zoom bounce me again. Would love to reconnect. Catch up on recording. Maybe link if it's available. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Key roles. Keep them coming, you guys. We put just the basic stuff to operate an eco village, and we're wanting to expand on that now as we're expanding our scope to technology and all of the other beautiful sectors. This is teacups. What is it? All right, cool. So I see you guys are sharing. Very nice. Keep it going. Let's see who's up on the call. It's just 4 of us. 5 of us. Cool. Thomas Camara's here. Okay, nice. All right. Yeah, manufacturing, good role, definitely. Teachers, definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I very quickly realized that this is just an org chart for like village operations, community org chart. For village operation. And there's a lot more roles that we will be identifying and outlining in the next series of calls. That'll fall very much into the human systems. So cool. Yeah, thank you guys for adding all these great points. Yeah, skilled traders, definitely. Especially now in the age of AI, we'll be having much more of that. Security for the community, yes, definitely. Lending library coordinator, cool. And then Gil, those who listen to the land, yep, definitely. The land. Stewards, beautiful. All right, keep adding stuff in there. And I'm going to go ahead and roll into leaving this container open, which is anything else that we should add, right? Again, this is our first call where we're now discussing the components of the framework. What exactly are, I like to saying a space for each thing and each thing in its space. Right now, we're defining the space for each thing. If you can think of any other spaces that we should definitely review, yeah, feasibility, completeness, and quality criteria. Yep, definitely, right? The metrics of how we follow up on those metrics. Before the metrics, is it even reasonable to put all this together? Yeah, very good. Nice. Cool, yeah, this is looking great, you guys. We're gonna have to make much bigger boxes as we do the next round of calls. Yeah, you guys, thank you guys again for being pioneers and being on this call, holding the space, right? Because if it's not us, who else? Other people are designing in ways that aren't so aligned for the good of all. for the collective, for the individual, for nature, for animals. So it's up to us to design these places that hold everything in balance through systems design and through regenerative principles. All right, we have 10 minutes left on the call. I don't mean to rush you guys. I want you guys to keep doing this. The Miro board will be live and online moving forward. So as you want to keep adding things, we'll be hosting a call every week, and we will be available if you want to jam on any of this stuff during the week. This is our full time. We love this. We're slowly going to be harvesting all of this data and putting it into something more organized that an LLM can also read. We're going to discuss that in a minute. Usually we would do a little bio break here for everyone to stretch. I'm going to give everyone 1 minute. Go ahead before we jump into this next activity. So go ahead and stretch. Keep adding more cards if you'd like. Okay, 1 minute. Boom. Oh, damn. Okay, little bio break. You guys stretch, touch your toes, take a deep breath. Breathe in. Yeah. Exhale. Get some arm circles in. We've been dropping a bunch of awesome information in here. I see you guys are active on the cards. Feel free to drop information as these boards develop. We'll see better where to sort things and how to bring that all into the dynamic documentation, which we will be talking about soon. Right, we got about 5 seconds left on your stretch break. Enjoy it. All right. So you guys, welcome back. Oh, Heike is joining the call. Hello, Heike. Welcome. Thank you for joining this call. It's nice to see everyone here. Thomas, DJ Forestral, Camara, Madeline, Jerry, Sonia, and myself. And Triangle. Dude, remind me your name? You're on
It's
mute.
Eric.
You're on mute. We can't hear.
Eric, hello.
Eric.
I'm Ezem. Eric
Right,
Ezem
Eric.
here.
Eric.
Hello.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, see you guys. So I would love to open the floor real quick to everyone. If you could share in one word something you're feeling right now from what we've done so far and how this experience is moving. I will go ahead. I'll start calling you out if you don't popcorn style and join. So I invite you to go ahead. Eric, Madeline, Jerry, Vic. One word, something you're feeling during this call right now, something, an idea you're having or that you're enjoying.
I feel like I'm in elementary school again.
Okay, good. Inner child work.
Yeah. I don't know, a little weird. Maybe I went a little too deep there. TMI. Sorry, guys. I was having fun here.
Yeah, it definitely has that vibe, We're all coming up to the chalkboard and writing our answers, which feels good for me to see everyone collaborating. Hello, Heike, welcome.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, happy to see you here. We're in our sprint to gather resources, to connect as a community, wanting to design regenerative society, neighborhoods, life all together. I am going to share the link to the Miro board. I don't know if you're on there already, but I'm sharing it here in the chat on the Zoom. So you can go ahead and jump in there and see where we're all interacting and writing things on the board. As we continue.
Is that Heike, the quantum geometry professor?
No, not that high up.
Okay.
But I'm interested in the quantum thing. So
All right, so I'm back on the Miro board. I'm sharing my screen for the recording so everyone else out there on the internets can see what we're up to. For everyone else, I'm now transitioning post our stretching break. I see everyone still adding cards over here. I'd love to see this getting populated. Next interactive experience was to gather existing frameworks. We've listed here some of the ones that we have found so far by preparing for these calls and over the last couple of years. Some of them are the One Community Global framework and resource gallery, ARC, also known as the Jevity Project, which is one of the collaborators on this initiative, Stephen. He's not on the call, but he is also preparing his consulting journey to help people create projects like this through a framework. Aravana, who is a super talented and intelligent systems design architect. He is not on this call. He is currently updating his community standards. I'll share a link to the Aravana project if anyone has it. I invite you to share that link down here. We're going to do this for a couple of minutes. I'm going to run this timer. We have 3 minutes before the call ends. We just had one more thing to go over, which is where we're storing resources. And for now, it's all happening here on the Miro board, which we will process a little more. I'm happy to stay on the call for an extra 5 or 10 minutes to give everyone the onboarding to our current solution for gathering resources and receiving any ideas for other solutions you might have. The call to action right now is to add, oh, perfect, our Aravana standards. Thank you, Camara. Thank you for adding that down here. Sweet. I'm going to do some self-promotion here and share the regenerative neighborhood.com site. Homepage, and this is our Regen tribe. Okay, cool. We're gonna do this for another 2 minutes. I see everyone's on the cards. Let's see, where's everyone at? Cool. Yep. Keep adding roles. That's a super important one that we need to be here. I'm happy to see everyone else adding also other topics. Financing communities. Yes. Architecture and spatial design. It would be great to discuss aesthetics, beauty, alongside practical. Yeah, aesthetics. Sure. That is a really important one. Let's see if we have that. You can check out here, if you're checking my screen, in hardware, we have master planning, housing solutions, food, manufacturing, transport. I agree. We should have something here for aesthetics. That's a really good one. Let me add a card here. Okay, so if anyone knows of any other frameworks that exist out there, let's see here. Aesthetics. Cool. Yeah. That's a good one.
I always say it wrong. I don't know if it's worldwide organization organic farming or if it's like workers something. I can't remember, but the wolf, the WOOFF, I think, or
woofing.
like wolfing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one to meet others that are willing to share time, effort, energy to holding these kinds of spaces. Yeah.
And I don't know how applicable it could be, but like I don't know, like at least in the States, they have camp host programs where people volunteer like 20 hours a week and they can live at that property as long as they have an RV or camper. That's like another, that's for more nomadic, not as stationary.
Cool. Yeah. I've seen places like that, right? Where you bring your own housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sharing a few more cards here in the frameworks that we know of section. Co-op villages, that's a good one. Yeah, what we come to find is most of us are just redoing existing work that is out there. In the last 3 years, I have found between myself and others in our collective, at least 4 or 5 other projects that have what they imagine to be the best solution for creating what we're discussing here: a regenerative framework, or sorry, a regenerative neighborhood, an eco village, an intentional community. All of these words are used sometimes interchangeably for components of what we are ideating here. I shared just a few. Oh, yeah, you can see the ones up here. It's awesome. Like if you share a link, like if you just drop a link, Miro like intelligently shares a thumbnail and the details for those pages. So like Aravana was here, right? Here's Aravana, the one you shared. Really great. Here's One Community Global. Here's co-op villages. Eco Village Master Plan. You know, I think we have Community Alchemy Guide. This is the one that we've set up as our framework from Regen Tribe. Yeah, feel free to drop any more. Okay, guys, so this brings us to 12:30. This is officially the end of the call, and we almost made it all the way through the Miro board, which for this call, which the timing we were just a little bit off in the initial delay, but we've done really good unloading details, uploading from our collective consciousness now onto a physical location that we can begin to make work and process on. All of this magic usually gets left on the table during calls where everyone shares really valuable stuff, but it never gets written down anywhere. So I'm happy to see this tool working in our favor in a really beautiful way. Thank you guys for participating and being part of it. I want to stay on the call for a few more minutes. If you guys have a hard stop time, thank you for joining and being here with us. We're going to continue chatting a couple more minutes and finish off gathering any frameworks that you guys might have any knowledge of. Definitely go online, go into your notepad on your phone, go into that obscure Google Doc that you have sitting in your drive with all of the resources you've been gathering on your journey to find your dream community. Because we're here right now to build it, to gather those resources and create not just the future we want, but the physical locations that we're looking for. So take your time, add more to the framework.
Oscar, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible to access the Miro board after the meeting as well? And if we have any ideas afterwards, we can continue adding to it.
Oh, most definitely. The Miro
Yeah.
board is live. Yeah, this Miro
Okay.
board is live, always accessible. We're going to also share a bit of a landing page that describes what we're doing here. Right now, the info is kind of scattered on event groups on LinkedIn and Facebook. We're really testing the waters to see where everybody's hiding and how we can get them to join one or multiple calls where we get to do the collective consciousness magic of gathering our ideas, our answers to questions, and ultimately resources to build these tools.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so the Miro board will be there. Call to action, you guys. Invite friends that you know have an affinity for this movement, are interested in this topic, are building places of their own already, have lived in or built places. All of that gold is what we are looking to harvest to create our future. Cool. I'm seeing more resources here. And so the next step of this Miro board before the end of the call is to discuss where we're actually storing all of this stuff. At the moment, we have all of our magic from our collective's journey the last couple of years stored on this platform that I shared the link to called the Regen Tribe Tribes platform. I'm sharing this graphic here so you can see what that looks like. This is the Tribes platform here. It's a solution, definitely not the only solution out there. We also thought about using Google Drive to upload links. We thought about putting everything here on the Miro. I see there's some Google boards here. I want to see what these Google Docs are. Oh, I'm requesting edits or view access to these links that you're sharing here. Eric. Yeah, I'm requesting access because I'm not able to access these Google links. If you could put a description next to the links, that could be cool. Nice, nice. Loving the resources that are coming together here as frameworks. Really good, you guys. That's really the, let's call it instead of competition analysis, our collaborative pool analysis. Who are the other magicians putting together information that we can not recreate these steps and do the work over again, but continue this progression of design. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and add some descriptions to those documents, Eric. I'm not really sure what they are, what they open up to. I clicked them, but I don't have much access to them at the moment. Code, sovereign code infrastructure. Nice.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you asked. I gave you permission for one, but I don't know if I gave you permission for the other.
Okay.
Let me see, because it's like
when you copy the link, the share link. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay. I'm in it. Cool.
yeah, that's what my curiosity is. Oh,
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take like the title of that. They're awesome documents. I see that super thorough of like this is about a DAO. Yeah, it would be great to. One goal I definitely have is establishing a DAO. That allows us to collaborate, track each other, and compensate each other for value being created. So that's definitely on the agenda.
what was your email again?
Oscar@regentribe.org. Oh, but I'm going for my personal one right now. So I'm going to give it to
Here we go. Here we go.
You can do regentribe@gmail.com.
Oh no, this is fine. No, that's fine.
Okay,
Either
sweet.
or. I mean, I just. Okay, there we go. Copy of new initiative. I wonder, did I share that with you?
I'm in here. Wow, look at this.
I guess that's not what. Oh,
Cool,
I should share this too. Maybe I shouldn't share that because that's the part
well,
of
that's a huge document, dude. 200-page document. Yeah, with like framework. That's awesome.
Yes, I didn't know exactly. Oh, thank you. Hey, Vic. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, we're in like the co-working part of the call now, which will be after the hour and a half that we go through the Miro board, an extra time where we're all just still in the group, sharing more resources, asking each other questions, double tapping on anything that seemed interesting to us during the initial call, and making suggestions with each other. So
I just
feel free to tune in. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to mention something. I came across, because I'm in Berlin in Germany, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
speak any German. I
Sure.
came across a book, Compass for Communities or something like that by Eva. I have to look it. I've actually got the book here, but it's in German. And that is apparently a proven framework for community creation.
Okay, let's
For
add that.
regenerative community creation. Sadly, the book at the moment, I believe, is just in German, maybe in French. I think they're looking into translating it into English, but what I'll do is I'll share it in the Miro board in terms of the name, the author. I think they also visit communities and help them with their frameworks.
Oh,
And they've been
interesting.
doing that for decades. So they're well experienced. They visited hundreds of communities and helped them either form or reform if they're falling apart,
Sure.
both creating them or saving them. So I'll share that in the Miro board. I just need to pull when I've got access to the book again, it's in the other room. I'll just, that's why I wanted to
Cool.
check if I can continue adding things to the Miro board after we finish.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome resource. Would love to have that on the Miro board, definitely. And we can also just, like ChatGPT, hey, give me the summary of this book, and I'll be able to access it that way, hopefully.
Oh, okay. So I'll give you the information here and you can check it out. That's a good point, actually, with
Yeah,
now
please do.
GPT translating, etc.
Sure, sure. What did you say it's called? Compass?
Compass, it's in the other. I will, I will,
No
I
rush,
will,
no rush.
I will add
You'll
it in
add
here.
it there to the framework section. That's awesome.
Yeah, I will add it to the framework, and maybe I'll just message you what it is as well if you want to check it out because there's so much going on here.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. Okay, very cool, you guys. So this is I'm gonna now kind of bring call to a wrap on the different breakout areas. If you're adding more info, by all means. I would love to end the call with a thank you to everyone. Our next call will not be next Saturday, as it's like the day after Christmas or something, or 2 days after Christmas. We're going to kick off the calls again January 3rd. This is the official start, where we'll do the high level why we're gathering on the Miro board. We'll redo this second call that you guys were all just pioneers on and started, the process on, and continue the series every week after that. I share here with you the link to the Tribes platform, which is currently where we are sharing our resources. We've been gathering resources here for the last 4 years, so there's a ton of stuff in here already. I imagine there's lots of other places. I'd like to explore where people have resources other than here. Go ahead and please add that on the board as your suggestions for where we can gather resources. We have Eric shared 3 options here of like example papers and a ton of resources that are in these papers already. So that's super great. We have where we suggest the Tribes platform, which is where we've been gathering information for the last couple of years and now have expanded the scope a bit, that we're collaborating with Chimera and the Masterminding Eden initiative. She had some unique topics that we hadn't thought of and we've included now, where everyone here is a co-creator and all of these subcategories will be expanded on over time. I invite you guys to check out the Hive page on the Tribes platform, where you can see the macro categories here, right? Ecology at the center of everything we do, hardware, human systems, and economy, and then software that ties it all together. That's why we created the diagram in this way. You'll see that there are categories for each one of those main topics: ecology, hardware, and each of them with the subcategories we've currently designated, where you can go in and drop resources, links, and anything else that you find relevant to these subcategories. Like just recently, I found this template for a 4-container modular home. I thought it was awesome. I literally just posted it in the group. I scrape things off Facebook all the time to put in here. We have all kinds of solutions. So thank you guys for joining these calls. This is where we're currently storing resources. If you have any solutions, please share. We have a little voting section here if anyone wants to vote on the processes that we'll be using for next week's calls. If you like the Miro, let us know. If you have any other solutions or ideas, please share. Thank you guys so much for joining the call. Does anyone want to share anything before I'm going to stop sharing my screen? I'm going to go back to the call.
Just to say thank you, Oscar, and see you in the new year.
Yeah. Thank you for joining, Jerry. Thanks, love.
Thank you.
Enjoy the season. Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for joining again. Thank you for the resources and thanks for the time you guys are sharing for this movement. Heike, thank you for joining, dear. I'm happy for you to see us in action, gathering our resources and calling the community back in. It's been a few months that we haven't done a lot of focused marketing. We've been busy building, gathering resources, putting out our first version of our digital products as Regen Tribe. We're excited to share more about that on future calls. Thank you all for joining. Happy Saturday.